It is very unfortunate to know that these people were denied entry into the country, and it's even sad to know that all the reasons that led to this were things that could have been avoided. After getting your visa to any developed country, saying your goodbyes, booking your flight ticket, and then you leave the country to the port of entry, that is the airport of whatever country you are going to, what you do not want to happen is being put into the next available flight back to your home country because of some petty mistakes you made that could have been avoided. Hello everyone, my name is Edwina. Welcome to my channel. Please consider subscribing if you have not done that yet. In today's video, we are going to look at all the little things that we overlook that can lead to us being turned back at the port of entry by border service agents. The things we put in our luggages that we are not supposed to put, and the way we go about answering some of the questions we are asked at the port of entry. Now, let us all have in mind that the visas we have do not guarantee us entry into any country. Whenever you have a visa, the visa takes you from your home country to the port of entry of whatever country you are traveling to. Actual entry or access into the country is determined at the port of entry by the border service agents based on the interactions they have with you, based on how they are supposed to make sure that you are actually, the purpose of your visit is actually why you are here and you do not have any ulterior motives. So they are there and that is their work. Now, what should you not put in your luggage? What makes you risk being sent back home when you put in your luggage? Now, depending on the visa type you have, always have the visa type you have in your head. Example, you have a tourist visa. In your visa application, you said you are going to tour for, let's say, 3 weeks. Okay, you are going to Canada to tour for 3 weeks, and then you are packing. What should you not pack? Never pack CVs. Hard copies of your CVs, hard copies of your transcripts. Do not pack them. Coming along with these things tells that you have an ulterior motive not to go back after your visit. What do we do with CVs? Probably you want to go and work. What do we do with transcript? So you see, it means that the documents you have on you is communicating to the border service agent that you have a lot more to do than what you put in your application. As much as you can, do not take these things. If you need your CV or your transcript for whatever reason, let them be soft copies in your email, and when you enter the country, you can print them out. Do not put hard copies in your luggage. Secondly, people come with things like rice cooker, cooking pots. Yes, as funny as it may sound, people are doing it, and sometimes you assume that nobody is doing this, but people are doing these things. They are packing their things. You are going on tour, you have your hotel booking. What are you doing with cooking pots in your luggage? What are you doing with a rice cooker? Are you going to be cooking at the hotel? So these things suggest that no, I am not coming to do what I told you guys I'm coming to do. I have something in mind. Leave these things at home. If you need them for whatever reason, you can get them at whatever country you are going to. You do not want these things to lead to you being put in the next available flight back to your home country. The third thing, perhaps you are pregnant, okay, but you are nowhere near due. Meanwhile, in your luggage, you have baby stuff. Your visa, the purpose of your travel, you said you are going to be there for 3 weeks. And in 3 weeks, there's no way you are going to in 3 weeks, there's no way you are going to be due for birth in 3 weeks. So why do you have baby stuff in your luggage? What are you communicating with that? You are suggesting that you are coming and you want to come and give birth in the country, especially for countries where giving birth there gives you birthright citizenship. You do not want to try this thing there, okay? You do not want to. If you are traveling and within the time you are likely to give birth, leave these things home. I mean, if that is what you want to do, don't carry these things with you. You can get them when you enter the country. That is, if it's still within the allowance of your visa, the duration happens to fall within the time you have to stay. You do not want to carry these things along with you, because when they are seen at the port of entry, there's a high possibility that you will be denied entry into the country. Now, the luggage you carry, okay, the number of bags, the items you carry, let them sync with the duration of your stay. Let the items you carry sync with the duration of your stay. If you are supposed to be there for 2 weeks and you are carrying so many bags, you even have extra luggage, and it is screaming, your luggage is screaming that I am here to stay for good. I am here to stay for good. Obviously, if somebody is traveling for 2 weeks and you see them with so much luggage, what would you ask? What are you doing with all that? So let us try to look like, present yourself like what you did, whatever you said in your application when you were putting in an application for the visa. That is what you should stick to. That is what you should look like. That is what the items you are carrying on you should communicate. There should be no contradictions, because the border service agents are there to try to find out if there are any contradictions, so that they put you back in the next available flight home. Okay? You want to pay critical attention to any single thing you put in your luggage, especially if you're a first-time traveler. Another thing, do not take things from people. If you're a first-time traveler, that is not the time for you to accept things from people. Go and give this to this, go and give this to that person. No. As a first-time traveler, you do not want to take that risk. Okay? You do not want to take that risk. So you do not want to be answering questions on things you have no idea what they are supposed to be for. You do not want to be answering questions on things that are not for you. You do not want to put yourself in that position at all. So don't. As a first-time traveler, as much as you can, don't take things from people. Don't. Okay? Aside the packing, what other things should you do before you set off for your journey ahead? Make sure you have a hotel booking. Okay? Wherever you are going to stay, make sure you have a hotel booking. You can go online and make a reservation. You make a reservation for a hotel or an Airbnb. Guys, you do not need to pay anything. You can make the reservation and then you select the option that says you will pay when you get there. You do not have to pay. So don't overlook this, because the border service agents would want to know if you have a place to stay during your visit. Even if you have somebody who is going to host you and you do not want to get there and they ask you the address, or they ask you to call the person and you're not getting the person, you can as well have the hotel reservation as a backup. Even if you have someone who has promised that they are going to host you during your visit or your stay. Next thing you should know is all the details of your visa application. At the port of entry, all your answers should be in line with the information you use for your visa application. So know the details of all the documents you use for your visa application, so that you do not end up giving contradicting information. Okay? Questions as simple as, what is your wife's name? What is your second child's name? What is this name? Gets people deported, especially those of us who let agents do our applications for us and we are not involved in the process. Let us require these agents to give us the details of the documents they used in the application, so that we do not end up saying things that are contrary to the information the agent used for the application. If you do the application yourself, normally this is not anything to worry about because you did it yourself and you know all the details you use for the application. So for those of us who use agents, one, let us be involved in the process. Secondly, let's make sure that we have all the fine details of our application so that we don't end up saying things that are contrary to it. Secondly, as much as you can, have all the documents you use for the application on you, just in case you are required to show any document, you would have it handy. Also, do not travel without money on you. No matter what, have some money on you. There was an instance where a student was sent back home because he had no money on him. He had neither paid his school fees nor had any physical cash on him. He had no ATM, nothing whatsoever. So such a person, I mean, what are you even thinking to come like that? With no money, you have not paid your school fees, you have no ATM card, you have no visa on you, you have no physical cash on you. So how on earth are you expecting to be able to enter this country? You are hoping that they will not ask any question about money so that you'll be able to just have a smooth entry into the country. It's a very risky thing to do, and why would you even travel with nothing at all in terms of money on you? You don't want to do that, okay? It is very important that you have money on you. Moving on, at the port of entry, that's not where you want your anxiety to take the best of you. No, you need to be confident. This is the day you want to put all the confidence you have on. Yeah, put on the confidence cap, because the border service agents do not just listen to what you say, they observe your body language. So that is not the time you want to be avoiding eye contact and fidgeting and acting so anxious and shaking for nothing. It's okay. Some level of anxiety is okay, especially if you're a first-time traveler. However, it shouldn't be that level of anxiety that will make another person notice that you are so anxious. You know, like sometimes when you are speaking publicly, you are anxious, right? But people do not observe it. And sometimes you see somebody and everybody can really observe that your voice is shaking, your whole body is shaking. You know, you want to avoid that from that level of anxiety. You want to avoid that level of anxiety and be confident. Look at the border service agent in the eye and communicate clearly and respectfully to them. Okay? Don't go giving answers to questions you've not been asked. Stick to the questions you've been asked and answer them to the best of your ability. If there are any supporting documents to make your answers more concrete, you do that. If you've not been asked to bring out documents, do not bring out documents. Know the details of your visa application. Do not change the purpose of your visit. When you are asked what brings you here, keep to what you used on your visa application process, no matter what. Keep to it, okay? The border service agents are trained. They will smile, they will act friendly. Keep in mind that they are just, no matter how they behave, they are just doing their jobs. They are not there to make friends. They are just doing their jobs. Do not be too comfortable to let out details you have not been asked, okay? Stick to what you use for your visa application. It is as simple as that. Don't avoid eye contact. Don't avoid eye contact. Don't be dodgy. The moment you do that, you may be called out, and that is a situation for anxiety. I mean, if you are where everybody is and you are being dodgy and fidgeting already, imagine you being singled out to a different place. That is where people start to sweat, even though there's AC even though there is AC there, that is when people start to sweat. People start falling sick immediately. They will tell you, I'm sick, my tummy, my head. All that does not help. But these are things that happen if you do not get your information right. All these are things that are prone to happen. You do not want to go through everything that has to do with acquiring a visa just to get to the port of entry and be denied access into the country. You will want to take all these things very seriously and make sure that you are able to make a confident entry into whatever country you are going to. And don't forget, the visa you have takes you to the port of entry, and actual access into the country is determined by the border service agent. So do your best there and make sure not to contradict yourself. Do not carry things that makes your purpose of travel suspicious, or do not carry objects that conflicts with the purpose of travel as you stated in your visa application process. Thank you so much, guys. I hope we've all learned a thing or two from today's video. Do not forget to subscribe if you have not done that yet, so that you do not miss my subsequent videos. See you in my next video and stay blessed. Bye.